Welcome to Brutally Honest, the unbiased, unbought, and unapologetic review show. Today it's Marvel's Midnight Suns in our crosshairs. The good, the bad, and everything in between. Stay tuned. Midnight Suns is a tactical strategy RPG from the makers of the XCOM series. It is set in the Marvel Comics universe and features many popular characters from the X-Men, the Avengers, and of course, the Midnight Suns. There are 12 different characters featured in the base game. Plus 4 additional characters coming as DLCs. Now there may be more in the future, but this is all that's known about right now. You start off like usual, choosing whether or not you are male or female, and then proceed to create your personalized look. The starting options in the game seem limited, but trust me, there's a lot of new options that can be unlocked as you progress through the game. Things such as new eye colors, makeup, adding highlights to your hair, masks, outfit skins, weapon skins, etc. All of which carry over into New Game Plus after you beat the game. Your character is the fabled Child of Lilith, who is the mother of demons. When Lilith is resurrected by Hydra, you are brought back to lead the Midnight Suns and the others on what's basically a suicide mission to stop her. Your typical world-ending calamitous event. You know, a Tuesday. The story in Midnight Suns is actually really good, and the voice cast is fantastic. It features many great actors, including Laura Bailey, Steve Blum, Erica Lindbeck, and Yuri Lowenthal, who is reprising his role as Spider-Man. Now, even though Midnight Suns isn't connected to the Insomniac Spider-Man series, it does feel that way sometimes when you hear Spidey talk with Yuri's voice. And it's pretty damn awesome.
I was in the neighborhood, being friendly. Seemed like you folks could use a hand, Doc.
And let's not forget that the amazing Nolan North returns to reprise his role as Deadpool for his DLC pack titled The Good, the Bad, and the Undead.
There it is. You go, new guy. And by that, I still obviously mean the new fully customizable.
Come back with us.
Now, the combat in this game does take some getting used to, and it requires a lot of critical thinking and strategic planning, especially at higher difficulty levels, of which there are several. The game plays a lot like chess, similar to XCOM, though it's based around Marvel comic superheroes instead of aliens. Well, not those aliens. Anyhow, a lot of people think that this is a card game like Marvel Snap or something, and it's not entirely. The cards are simply a graphical representation of your abilities, items, skills, things like that. Classic RPGs have their list, right? Actions, items, skills, etc. This is that. Just you see cards instead of a list of words. You choose your loadout, you go to town and combat based on your loadout. You do, however, get a randomized set of cards at the start of every battle, which can make things difficult at times. But honestly, it's kind of cool because it changes things up, keeps things kind of exciting. It's never really dull. Sometimes it can be frustrating, but yeah. As you progress through the game and complete research projects, you'll gain access to new options such as redraw and discard to give you extra, more tactical control over your battles. Certain abilities can be used for free, while others require X amount of heroism to use. Basically, mana that you build up as you fight. Then, of course, there are team-ups, which allow you to achieve larger attacks between two characters. Kind of similar to the co-op attacks in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Bonus cards can also be seen in various unique situations such as save this civilian, stop the truck from leaving, grab the intel cache, interrogate the Hydra agent, etc., adding even further levels to the missions. You get X amount of card plays per turn before you have to end your turn and allow the enemy phase to begin. There are, however, several things that you can do outside of these card turns. You can throw items found around the area at enemies, vault off of things to perform aerial attacks, shoot exploding barrels, drop things like pallets and beams from the ceiling, and even throw enemies off of buildings. None of these things require card plays per turn, but they do require 1 or 2 heroism per action. Additionally, you can perform knockbacks or environmental attacks, such as throwing enemies into objects for added damage, or even into other enemies for stacked damage. One of the research projects even allows you to throw enemies into other teammates, who will then proceed to attack the enemy, dealing secondary damage. As I said briefly earlier, the game features research, which is very similar to how XCOM did it. You visit Doctor Strange and Tony Stark down in the Foundry, and they'll allow you to research various different things for upgrades, items, abilities, new outfits, weapons, and even new areas for the Abbey itself. More on the Abbey in just a sec. Real quick, I want to point out that you should take Ghost Rider out on missions early on in the game. Not only is he extremely powerful, but using him in combat is a prerequisite for a research project forged in Hellfire, which will unlock the Armory at research level 4. The Armory allows you to take on special character-specific trials that unlock your big bad legendary cache of badassery, which includes the Midnight Sun specific suit for each character, as well as their legendary abilities. You definitely want to get this as soon as possible. Just keep researching gamma coils with Tony and mystical artifacts with Doctor Strange to raise your research level, as well as completing research projects and gathering intel caches with Carol in Central. Now, let's talk about the Abbey itself. The Abbey is your base of operations in the game. It gives you the option to explore on your own in between missions. Now, the map is huge. It has tons of things to do, see, and collect, as well as mysteries to figure out and puzzles to solve. Here, you can lounge around by the pool or spar with your fellow teammates, and you can also chat with them to build your relationships. You can talk to them, get to know them, take them out on special events like going fishing, watching a movie, stargazing. You can even give them gifts. Different characters respond differently to various different gifts. It's very Dragon Age and Mass Effect, and honestly, I'm all for it. Also, just like those games, you have an option to go light side or dark side with your dialogue, and thus your combat. This decision will dictate the types of abilities you can use in combat. You can only be one or the other each playthrough, so choose wisely and don't deviate if you wish to max it out. Quick note for you trophy chasers, the Platinum requires maxing out both light and dark alignments, meaning you'll have to do at least 2 playthroughs to finish this. I do want to point out that these team building activities, all this exploration, all this extra stuff, collectibles, they are all 100% optional. However, building these bonds will greatly benefit you. As you raise your friendship up with each character, it raises your overall team score, which makes you all work better together as a whole. Plus, they open up unique outfits for you all to wear either around the Abbey and or alternate color patterns for your existing combat outfits, all of which carry over into New Game Plus. Things you can find around the Abbey consist of cosmetic items, ability upgrades, combat items, bonus stat buffs, and crafting materials, as well as collectibles such as tarot cards and journal pages. You will also run into arcane chests, which require special arcane keys to open. These treasure chests reseal themselves every few days, so check back regularly. Also out on the grounds, you'll run into Trials of the Elder Gods, which will unlock special arcane abilities for you to use around the Abbey to unlock various things, as well as new areas, repair bridges, clear fallen debris, etc. These trials consist of various combat challenges for Hunter and Charlie, your super scary pet hellhound.
Hate Charlie Warly puppy face.
I know, it's positively terrifying, isn't it? These trials can be anything from survive X amount of turns, kill all in X amount of time, perform specific things in specific ways, etc.
How concerned should I be about exploding?
Slightly more than usual.
All in all, the game is great. It's definitely not for everyone, but if you like tactical and or strategy games, and especially games like XCOM, then do yourself a favor and get this game. For those of you who don't necessarily like these types of games, you could always drop the difficulty down to story mode and just enjoy the game without the potential headache. There are many amazing non-combat elements to this game that make it really great as well. I give it a solid 9, easy. It's definitely a game worth playing. And that's it for this video, guys. As always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Later.
Stringing me along? How cruel.